Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this edition of Reporter's Notebook. Today, I have Emily with me here in the studio. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm so happy to be back in the studio. It's been like 2 weeks, so I'm very happy to be back.
Well, we are happy to have you. And today's Tuesday, and just like every Tuesday, we have our podcast called What the Politics.
Woo!
So can you tell us a little bit about what we talked about today? Because it was quite an interesting conversation.
Oh, yeah. This is one that I'm sure is going to spark a lot of people's interest because it definitely sparked me and Victoria's. But, you know, there is a intelligence report coming out about UAPs and UFOs as the better known term for it, about, you know, these sightings that some of these Navy air pilots have seen when they're out flying. And so there's an intelligence report coming out this month about this. So we got to speak with a former FBI special agent, a former intelligence agent, to kind of get his take on, you know, what is going on with this, what this might lead to, you know, especially in terms of our national defense in the upcoming months.
Right. And this is something that has been making headlines because it has this kind of appeal of potential aliens, UFO. When you talk about UFOs, the first thing that comes to mind is a little green man with a big head and, you know, black eyes and, you know, those things that are in my nightmares. Let me just say that. But we talking with the special agent with the background in intelligence, we kind of dive deeper into what goes into intelligence reports and what exactly this could mean for national security. So, Emily, I don't know if you have anything that you want to say on that regard, but that's something that definitely piqued my interest, is that even though aliens are in the headlines right now, this could really have other implications. And I don't know if there was anything from the conversation that you wanted to say about that.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting, especially that this is really coming out now. Like, why now? You know, why 2021 for this investigative report to be done? You know, because from my experience, just being an everyday person, you know, UFOs and aliens are something that's been talked about. I think our special guest reference, they've been talked about since like the 1940s. I mean, that is such a long time that, you know, people out in the Midwest have been having these UFO sightings, or, you know, those cornfield phenomenons that happen. And it's just so interesting to me that, you know, this has been something that everyday people have been talking about or say that they've seen for years and years and years. You know, and we have Area 51 as well, all of the, you know, conspiracies and things behind that. And, you know, just now in 2021, because these, you know, trusted and respected Navy pilots have this video footage now that this is really being, you know, expertly looked into. I think that's just really interesting to see over this long period of time that this is something that's really being investigated at this point. I think it's so crazy.
Right. And the fact that part of the omnibus package for the coronavirus relief bill, part of that was used into this intelligence report. We go into how that money from those funds are being used.
Yes.
How potentially this report could be a way to ask for more funds and how that could come about when it comes to defense spending. And then there was also something that really kind of like piqued my interest, is that this report, when it's presented to Congress, there's going to be a classified and an unclassified kind of part of what's going on here. So I don't want people, I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up too much about all the information that's going to be available to the public. I'm sure that as soon as we open the report, there's going to be lots of black lines that say redacted, and that there's going to be pieces that we won't be able to read because of classified intelligence. Our guest gave us a good reason behind that whatever is unclassified to the public is also unclassified to foreign countries and to people who we might not want to know that information. So as excited as I am to see what this is about, what this report is about, I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Not getting my hopes up that they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we found life on Mars, and look, and here's pictures of them, and you know, I'm just kidding, but but it is really interesting, and like our special guest was saying, you know, the reason that these intelligence agencies are looking into this is because, you know, not necessarily because they think that these could be, you know, life forms from another planet, aliens and things like that, but because They either could be natural phenomenons due to, just nature itself, or they really could be, foreign intelligence from other countries such as Russia or China. So it's really, I don't know. It really fascinates me. I cannot wait for this report to come out to see, what information they do provide, like you said.
Exactly. And we're expecting it any day now.
Yep.
I don't believe there's been a set date for when this report is supposed to come out, but Emily and I
any
are
day now.
Yeah, exactly. So Emily, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Reporter's Notebook. For all of our viewers, you can tune in to What the Politics. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on Pandora, we're on wherever you get your podcasts. We're also available online at WNCT.com in the features tab where it says WNCT Podcast Network. Before we head out on this beautiful Tuesday.
I know, right before the rain hits for a whole week.
I know. Not looking forward to that, but it's something. We're gonna need it if it's June 1st and we're gonna have a huge summer ahead of us. So yeah, exactly. So speaking of summertime, it's June 1st. We're both adventurous people.
Yes.
Okay. What is one summer activity that you have planned?
Ooh, see, this is tricky because I'm trying to really well plan and well space out my vacation days so I get to do everything I want. So that can be tricky, but definitely on the top of my priority list is getting out to Maine, the coast of Maine at some point this summer with my family. My grandfather lives up there. We spent a lot of summers there. It's beautiful, my favorite place ever. So that is definitely at the top of my priority list for summer. Other than that, hopefully trying to go to the beach as much as I can and enjoy the weather. Yeah. What about you? What do you got planned? Anything yet so far? Oh yeah.
The beach. Yep. As much as I can get out to the beach, I will be at the beach. But I have a few things that I want to check out. I want to go to Duck, North Carolina.
Ooh, okay.
Which is, I think that's in the Outer Banks. I don't know. I don't want to get my geography wrong because geography is not my forte, but a lot of people are telling me that Duck is supposed to be really, really neat. So yeah. So thank you, Emily, for joining me on this episode of Reporter's Notebook. And to all of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in at WNCT.com. All right, I hope everyone has a wonderful week.